So this is part 2 of my horse riding adventure at Lugar, but the other thing that I wanted to say about it was, and if you didn't see part 1, go find part 1 on YouTube. I had the most amazing experiences riding at Lugar this week. The first day, okay, the funniest thing happened because I've ridden with the slower group for years, and we actually never used to have like an advanced or an intermediate riding group, but now at Lugar you have the beginner group for those who are brand new to horses and need that care and attention and want to really start their horse riding journey in life. Then you have the intermediate group who maybe don't have total control of their horse but have some more room for growth and some space, but maybe aren't comfortable riding up a steep hill or down a steep hill. And then you have the advanced group where you need to be able to control your horse and take care of your horse and be put in maybe more intense situations on the horse. So when I got to Lugar, I went to book my horse riding, and they spoke Spanish and I spoke English, and they spoke English also, but there was a bit of a misunderstanding because I was like, I'd like to horse ride, but I would like to go in the advanced group. And they're like, oh, like you're really advanced. And I'm like, yes. And we were talking about I was like, I want to go fast. Like, I don't want to go in the slow group. And I kept saying, I want to go fast. I want to go fast. But they understood it as for me to say, I want the fastest horse that has ever existed at Lugar. And so that's what they wrote in the notes. And that night, one of the main cowboys, the lead cowboys, came up to me at dinner and was like, Julia, how long have you been riding? Like, I think we have a horse for you that's really, really, really fast. His name is Lugar. And I was like, oh, a really fast horse? I don't know. I'm like, I've been riding for 10, 15 years, but I'm sometimes uncomfortable walking down a really steep hill or, running really, really super fast. And he's like, kind of like, well, that doesn't add up. But he didn't say anything. He was really polite. So we had this kind of exchange, and he's like, well, we'll put you on Allegra in the morning and we'll see how it goes, and then we can decide from there. And I'm like, that's great. Whatever you say, Hugo, I trust you. He's an amazing lead cowboy. I just loved it. So I was like, okay, love you, Hugo. Sounds great. We'll figure this out in the morning. Then we take a really magical boat ride over this river to get to the horses in the morning. It's so much fun. The boat ride is like a part of the experience. I just love it. So on the boat ride, my close friend Indalecio was like, who works at Lugar and is also an access facilitator, was like, Julia, it's written in our notes as staff that like you're the fastest horse person ever. Like, you're crazy super fast and you want to be riding the fastest horse that has ever existed. And I was like, wait, what? And then I was like, no, I was trying to say that I want to go in the advanced group. I don't want to go slow. And he's like, well, that's not what it says in the notes. So I go up to Hugo, one of the lead cowboys, and I'm like, Hugo, I don't need the fastest horse that ever existed. And he's like, oh, I thought you were trying to say that you're super crazy fast. And I was like, no, I just don't want to go in the slow group. And so he's like, oh, okay. So he puts me on this amazing horse who has this beautiful name in Spanish, but his name in real life is, in English is Ashtray. And I was like, Ashtray? Okay, that's awesome. So I like ride this horse. This horse is amazing. This horse was like, just like we were in each other's heads, and like when I wanted to run, he would run. When I wanted to walk, he would walk. He was so patient with me. He knew that I was a princess and I didn't want to get covered in mud. So he would do like the wildest, most beautiful stuff, but I would stay perfectly clean when everybody else was dirty. Everybody's like, Julia, you're wearing like a really beautiful pink shirt. Like, is that okay? And I'm like, no. I just ask not to get dirty, and the elementals contribute to that. And that was just my reality. So I had the most magical experience with this beautiful horse, and I started learning really to come out of control for like the first time in my life. And truly everything that you need to learn about consciousness and learn about life, you can learn on the back of a horse. So that's part 2 of my magical horse riding adventure. Now I'm realizing we need a part 3 to really dive into the out of control. So join me for part 3. I'll start filming that momentarily. Come on over to that video.